My man, so I'm here with my brother, Mickey Benson.
Yes, sir.
One of the 4 founders, I want to say.
Former correction officer too.
Former correction officer
Yes,
too,
sir.
yeah. But it's almost enlightening to see the transitions that you've made, being an entrepreneur right now, in politics with Governor Murphy, in doing all the things that you've done. You've actually started the art of rap.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, actually, Ice-T did a documentary called The Art of Rap.
Okay.
And it wasn't about the drugs and the money and the cars. It was about the craft of what brings your attention to do music, what inspired you. So after the movie was done, the documentary was done, we decided to take it and make it a concert festival. And it turned out pretty successful. The Art of Rap has been doing good. It has played a lot of cities. But definitely because I love hip-hop, I don't think it's just classic for hip-hop. It's music.
Okay.
So if I can afford a Beyonce, she would be on the show.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if you can afford it. But right now, just a lot more of the classic artists, because that's all the dollar amount we can get up. But
give the people, give myself as well, the history of rap. Where did it start?
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm Mickey Benson. I come from a place called, a little small spot called Bronx River. And, In 1973, we actually started moving towards positivity on our streets because we came off of gangs in New York City, the Black Spades, the Peacemaker, the Royal Crown, the Seven Nomad, the Javelins. And we decided that why are we fighting over blocks and territory when the mayor and the governor don't even have a block? All we were doing is causing confrontation against blacks and Latinos, and that's fighting ourselves. So we came up with a little thing called Zulu Nation.
Okay.
And liar, it was an organization and then Zulu Nation.
Okay.
Organization still sound like a gang.
Right.
So we, Africa Bambaataa himself decided to change the name to Zulu Nation so we all can be moving and striving to do something positive in our neighborhoods and bring that Afrocentric love back to each other and the Latinos, because there's only 2 colors. There's only black and white. I don't think there's a color for Puerto Rican, is it?
No, no.
So
they look
black.
like us.
So they black. They're just light-skinned. But we kept that amongst ourselves because we were fighting each other. The Javelins were Latinos, we Black Spades, we black, but we're fighting each other. But Zulu Nation created that, and then in 1974, we actually birthed the name. It was being said, but there was no genre of music or no musical charts called hip-hop. We birthed it.
So you birthed the name of hip-hop coming up under the umbrella of the Zulu Nation.
Yes, sir, that is
coming
true.
out of Bronx River houses.
That's true.
Bronx River Avenue in the Bronx, New York, next to James Monroe High School.
1300 Boynton Avenue, James Monroe
That
High
we all
School.
went to.
Yeah.
Bad boy school.
I attended that with Mr. Canellas and Mr. T, Mr. Takoff, some people know them.
Yeah.
But, hip-hop was being said, but it wasn't actually the title for the music. There wasn't no title. So we called it hip-hop. I mean, Love Buck Starsky and another gentleman by the name of Keith Cowboy from the Furious Five, they used to say it in some of their talks.
Okay.
And then we just took it, the cliche, and made it hip-hop.
And made it hip-hop. And do you think that hip-hop today is the same as it was when you started? Or do you think that
remember, somebody asked this question before. I said, what is the first word that you just said? It's what? What is it?
Do you think it's today as it was?
No. What's the first word of the cliche we called it?
Hip-hop.
Then that's called this hip. The music is hip. That's why it says hip-hop. It didn't say you rock or I rock. It says hip-hop. When we growed up 50 years ago, we did hip-hop because we were hip to the street.
Right.
It was a street thing. You call on y'all doing that hippity-hoppity. It's hip-hop because it's hip. The kids today are only talking about what they see today.
Right.
You can't tell me to tell them not to talk about what they're talking about. How can you do that? It's unfair to us. Our parents did it to us. Now we're going to become our parents to them. I mean, as long as they playing rap music, that means it's not going nowhere.
Okay.
I mean, the only difference I will say, is there are definitely different subjects they can touch on. Everyone does not have to believe in doing one subject. When we did it, we had conscious, we had comedy, we had fun, we had party. These kids today only stuck on one subject. That's the only problem. But for me to say, how do I feel about it? I gotta say I love it. Why? Because it's hip. I don't know the slang that they're using right now, but the kids that are doing it, they know it.
Right.
So how can I turn around and tell y'all shouldn't do that? Only thing I ask them is, there's other subjects y'all can rap about.
Right.
That's it. Other than that,
and you've been in the game a long time, Mick. You've been in the game. You've worked with some of the greatest artists that there is.
I've had the pleasure of working with artists like Fat Joe, Big Pun, and even Ice-T, and Lord Finesse, and Furious 5, and Foursome D's, and I mean, it doesn't make a difference who you work with. It's what you're doing now.
Right.
And all of those same people are still my friends. So we don't have any fallout. So
have you ever cut an album?
Nah, I did records before. I did record with a gentleman named Prince Ike C. He was from the Cosmic Force.
Okay.
We did 2 songs together, and GLOBE wrote my rhymes because I don't know how to write, so I'll tell the truth. You know, I just did another song called "Bring That Party Back." Someone helped me write that one too, and it's on Spotify right now. I mean, I'm having fun.
Okay.
Music's supposed to be fun.
Yes.
So
whatever you do, you're supposed to make it fun.
Yeah,
you're supposed to enjoy it. And you've done a lot of things. You've been very creative. And in being creative, and now you're involved in entrepreneurship with your brother Ice-T. I think that my question would be, are you satisfied with that? Or do you think that, because with all that you've done with the Zulu Nation and the art of rap and everything else, you're comfortable in a managerial position.
Yeah,
and you've done very, very well for yourself in a managerial position. You know, what do you elate that to? What do you do?
I mean, I got to be honest. When I first got in the music business, I was with Africa Bambaataa having a good time. That gentleman that I saw earlier, Ice-T, he gave me the name. Pay Up Promotion, Pay Up Records, because he said, you're about your money. I like your attitude, but you're about your money. So he actually gave me my first job in doing independent promotion for record labels. He gave me my first East Coast representative, East Coast connection, East Coast working with the West Coast artists with Ice-T. So he's responsible for a lot of the stuff that I did get into. He just didn't see me as a friend. He saw me as someone that could take care of business and was very intelligent to do it. Not only that, we do the art of rap, we do the art of comedy, we do the art of R&B, because these are the things that we branch off to. You can't be stagnated. As he once said before, once we see ourselves at the top, that's when we're supposed to push even harder now.
Gotcha.
Me being a part of the Medicine Woman located at 660 Tunley Avenue, partnership with Ice and Tretch, and then you got Luke and Cheris. There's 3 of us and 2 of them. Our job now is to drive traffic there. How good can we do that?
Right.
We have something that's legal that people will buy. They just have to know that we exist.
And Ice, when he was talking about that you'll do barbecues and greet, you said?
Yeah, we're going to do smoking barbecue.
Smoking barbecue.
Smoking barbecue. We want to start it the last Saturday in the month, and we're going to start this month.
Oh, in the month of May. So
month of May.
People could stop by your spot. What's the name of that spot again?
The Medicine Woman.
The Medicine Woman in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
so
right.
we have some barbecue and boogaloo. We ain't gonna be giving away no free weed, but we'll give away you some free hot dogs, hamburgers.
Okay.
But it's smoking barbecue.
Okay.
Inside you go and you buy your smoke, so you can come out and get the munchies. They call it, get the munchies, and
is there a smoking area inside for them?
No, we don't have a consumption lounge.
Okay.
We're gonna eventually put in for it because we have space for it, but at the moment, no, we do not smoke in our building, not even cigarettes at all.
Gotcha.
It's too clean. It has a great feel. I mean, great attitude. When you walk in, you can feel the good attitude that's going to come behind that second door. I think that's what that's the experience people are getting from us.
Okay.
That's what makes us.
That meet and greet, that comfort feeling.
Exactly. That's what makes us a cut away from everybody else.
Right,
it's
right,
not,
right.
I don't want to say it's not ghetto, because it's not, but
no.
It's much more comfortable when you come into the Medicine Woman. Please believe it.
And listen, man, knowing your style, I believe it. Let me ask a question, and let me switch gears for a second here. You are a former correction officer.
Yes, sir.
And you've seen a lot of the people that you've associated with throughout your career in the music industry. And it's unfortunate one of them is in Brooklyn right now, and Puff's in his situation. What do you see in the entertainment world that's turned to where so many people are getting jammed up in so many different things?
Too much partying.
Okay.
Plain and simple. Too much partying. You got to do business and not always be in the limelight. Stay in the limelight, you're bound to get the lights shine right on you. That's all I can say about that. Because I don't know the situation.
No, and listen, it's
pretty cool with me.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think that, whatever God has in store for him, he's just got to keep the faith.
He's going to be okay.
And take the faith and do what it is that he has to do. And that's where you have to be able, like IC said, you can't surround yourself with those people that stab you in your back. It's because it's betrayal.
Well, we don't never know who's going to betray us.
Let me ask a question. So the young people that are in the rap business right now, how would you advise them on what they need to be doing to be successful in what they're doing?
The reason we created this thing called hip hop is to get out the ghetto, not to stay in the ghetto. The reason we created battles when rappers used to battle against each other, it was because I think I'm better than you. Today's young rappers have crews that want to fight. You're messing up the game doing that part. It's not a beef. If you want to box, why don't you become a boxer?
Right.
This is not for a ring.
You want to shoot, join the army.
Exactly. I say that all the time. I will put anybody that gets in trouble being definitely drafted and be in the army, and I will put a gun in their hand and let them enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
This game is not for that. And then they rap about the ghetto, but they go to the ghetto and they start flossing, pulling money out all on the internet in front of everybody. What do you think that's going to do to the have-not?
That's right.
The haves want what the have-nots got. So I have not got it. So this is the only problem that they do. They floss too much for me.
And you know what, Mick, you're 100% right. And to me, they're showing off. And then, then you leave the hood and you go back to wherever it is that you're living at.
No, they still come in the hood. They drink beer, they shoot dice, they still do it, but that's not the reason we built this hip-hop for. No. We built it so you can get out, take some of your family out, open up some businesses. I mean, Ice-T does it well, man. Every business he has opened, he has employed somebody that needed a job.
And that's why I call him a Master G, because a Master G is someone who a person is still receiving a benefit that they helped you get. Just looks like with me, the VSF and the Heart Bill, 3/4 bill, all that. I'm a Master G. Everybody for years and years and years to come will receive the benefits that I worked for, that God blessed me to be able to pass on. And it's just like yourself. You've been in this for a while. Your family, wonderful family, all right? How is the First Lady?
Oh, she's beautiful. They're fine. My daughter and everybody's fine. My sons are fine. We're just exploring life, man, and waiting for what comes next.
Well, you making what comes next, because being in business, I'm sure that there's going to be many more opportunities to open up many more stores along the way.
We plan on franchising in New York City. We coming to New York City.
Okay.
We definitely going to do that, because only thing we're waiting on New York City to do is clean up those illegal shops that are open. Because if we come, as much money as it costs and getting those licenses, they're taken away from our business. That's like me having a liquor store in a corner and you selling liquor out your bedroom.
Right.
They
on
stopped
Sundays
the bootleg.
And everything else.
They stopped it. They used to do it on Sunday. No one bootlegs anymore.
Remember that,
They
right?
cut it down. So we got to move all of the illegal dispensaries out of New York City so legally people can come in there and do the right thing for the communities. The reason I think it's good that we did the Medicine Woman, because we tired of seeing our communities, and you go to Harlem and you see somebody smoking, and just watch him for 2 hours, and then he just spazzes out because someone them put K2 in they weed. Someone them laced it with something else because they buying the street value. Now here's a place you can get it legally, know what you're getting, and it's much more safer. That's the only reason we're doing it. We care about our communities, not just one community. We care about all our communities, and we think it's much safer to buy something legal. Again, they used to be bootleggers. You buy a bottle of Switz Up for 90 cents in the daytime. At night, it was $3.50.
Come on, bro. You telling our age now. 90 cents. Come on, man.
And now you go knock on Miss Mary's door. She won $3.50. It's gone now. They don't do that. Clean up New York City's cannabis buildings, and we'll come over. The medicine woman to come in there.
I got you, bro. And I think that that's important because you can't become successful in business and be a part of the problem. You have to move to the next level. And like you said, you moved, not you per se, but you moved from nickel bags on the corner to an establishment where you could get something that is FDA approved or approved by the government and everything else.
Safe.
And it's safe for you as opposed to seeing someone bug out on the corner, like you said, on that K2 or anything else.
They don't know it's been laced and they buying it. Hey, but you got to remember, it's the same thing as alcohol. It has to start somewhere. Before they had liquor stores, there was probation. Prohibition, right? They had the liquor. You buy it from this guy, whether it's moonshine, whether this, that. Now you can go to the liquor store and buy it. And they're all gone. They just have to clean up New York City as far as I'm concerned. They have to do that. We need someone in New York City that understands New York City, maybe have lived in the ghetto, maybe went to some of the schools that were in New York City, like a good mayor or a good governor. We need somebody like that. I mean, I like Cuomo. He was cool, but he got caught up in some mess.
I'll sign up for the job.
He's coming back. He's coming. Well, that's something I think.
But you see, when you talk about Cuomo, and I got to say this, and I'm not being, I don't mean to be critical of anybody. But the question becomes, when Cuomo was governor of the state of New York, how many benefits can a municipal worker point to and say that legislation was passed that protected them? Can't show it. And it's unfortunate because you know what? I think that it's important that municipal workers, whether they be in the state or the city, they put their lives on the line every day. And they should receive benefits for it. There are no legislative benefits that a lot of municipal blue-collar workers have received from Governor Cuomo when he was governor. Now he wants to become mayor. I hear you. The only thing that a mayor can do is support legislation in Albany that allows you to receive certain pension benefits. He can't do it by himself. City council can't do it by themselves. The mayor in the city of New York, they talk about the fact that we want to have you support them, but you already have a problem with recruiting. You already have a problem with finances. So how are you going to pay these people? What are you going to do to offset the benefit? Right, you don't want to give me $50 more in salary. What are you going to give me on this end that's going to protect me? So, I have my concerns about all the candidates because I don't hear nobody really talking about the blue-collar worker. I don't hear nobody talking about fighting against those that put on the table, cut Medicare. I don't see nobody stepping up saying this is absolute no, it's not even getting out the gate.
Well, I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestions, bro?
We got to be at the table and stop being on the menu.
Absolutely. You're 100%
We need somebody
correct.
at the table and not being on the menu.
Absolutely.
That's what we need.
And
I don't
you
know
what
it is, but we need that.
Listen to me. At the end of the day, with God's blessings, I'll be at that table.
That's what we need.
I'll be at that table because I think it's unfortunate. There's a young lady, her name is, I want to say her mother's name was Familia. I want to say, and I could be wrong, she was an EMS worker and she was killed. And when you die as a city employee, your pension dies with you. unless you sign some type of documents that gives it to your spouse or your significant other or your domestic partner. And this fire EMS officer died. She was killed. She was murdered. And her daughter is raising, I believe it's the other 2 siblings. And they don't want to give her the pension because, you're not supposed to happen. But at the end of the day, they don't want to give her the pension, but they can give it to her.
Right.
It's simple. It's been done before. It can be done again. Don't do that to these people, man.
Well, in defense of that, sir, that paperwork should have been filled out before she left. But when she got the job. No. Get the job.
Doesn't work like
Shouldn't
that.
it be a beneficiary on my paperwork when I get my job?
Yeah, but that's for your employment of your benefits, not for your pension.
Even it should be there, even if I
maxed
out at 25 years.
That might need to be adjusted.
It needs to be implemented into the paperwork upon me joining this job. And if I retire from this job.
Okay. That's an idea.
My pension
You're
should
100%
be moved.
correct.
That's why we need people at the table, not on the menu.
And not on the menu.
We're on the menu all the time. We need somebody at the table.
And you know what the bad part about it is, Mick? We allow ourselves to throw others on the menu. People that look like us will throw you on the menu faster than somebody that don't even look like you. And that's a damn shame. You know, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way that it is. We are our own worst enemy. When they talk about crabs in a barrel, they're not joking. We fight against each other. Yeah. We shoot each other.
Again,
we kill each other. For what?
We changed it to Zulu Nation. We just said that earlier. We all wanted to do something for our communities and stop fighting each other over what?
So what are your suggestions on those right now that need to do something?
I would have to sit back and think about it because you just can't just blurt that out. I think we need somebody of importance that can speak very well. I'm looking at him, but he may not want to do it. I mean, he needs to be there helping us. We need help.
Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help.
We need help.
I'm going to help.
We need help. Listening to your podcast, I watch a lot of it. You talk about the way and the restraints that are happening inside the Department of Correction. Do people realize that Department of Correction are nothing but peace officers? Yeah. They're not police officers. Mm-hmm. Their job is to learn how to count. Mm-hmm. Their job is to know where every inmate is when they come in that building. If they have 100, they need to know where each inmate is. If you got 2 on a visit, you got 2 at court, you got 2 in infirmary. That's all their job is. Mm-hmm. But if you're understaffed, you're putting them in much more danger because the people that are being locked up don't look at you as a peace officer. They look at you as an officer.
Yep.
As far as they're concerned, you're the police.
You're the police. It's like I've always said.
And I said correction gets 7 weeks of training. A police gets 6 months. Mm-hmm. They're not cops.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've increased the training, but I don't think that they have enough staff to do the job. And I think that they had this by 2027 supposedly closing Rikers Island. Now the mayor has taken a position as to, instead of building the jails, why don't we build housing for individuals that need housing? Duh, that's rocket science. You should have thought about that shit in the beginning.
Basically, you tried borough houses. The Bronx house had closed down one time. Mm-hmm. The Brooklyn house had closed down one time. Mm-hmm. And if you could remember, the Manhattan House of Detention at 125 White Street was closed down at one time.
Yes.
Now known as the Tombs. Where you going to house all these people at? Mm-hmm. You're going to just put them in people's community, even though they're not supposed to be able to get out? You're making it unsafe for the people that live there.
Absolutely.
See, at least on Rikers Island, you got to swim to get the hell out.
Right.
Here, you can almost walk out and go.
Front door.
The Bronx house is right there. Yo, Louie, yo, my man, yo, the officer, yo, man, on the noise, whatever. Yo, Louie, yo, yeah, tell mom that said what's up.
Yes.
See, because the borough house was much more convenient for people's family to get to them.
And, you know, I look, I have a problem with young kids traveling to school in the mornings passing a jail. I have a problem with that because I don't think that a young child should be exposed to that, yelling from the window, yo, you better make sure you do this, or you better make sure you do that, or you're not down with me. I know where you live. I know who you are. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that that's acceptable. And I think that it's unfortunate that some people that want to make these decisions have never worked as a correction officer or a police officer or a firefighter or sanitation or anything else, but yet they want to tell experts who work in the field how to do the job. That's not cool.
That's our mayors for it too.
Yeah.
And our governor. No,
yes, both of them.
Put it right on their head. It's our mayor and governor for allowing them to talk that way. Why would you close a place that is safe zone for people? Parents had to go to Rikers Island, get on a bus, get on another bus. Now, if they were good inmates, sometimes we would give them a borough house, made it more convenient.
Right.
That's when it was nice. When they act up, you send them back to Rikers Island.
Right.
No one, you make it, and it's not supposed to be convenient for what you say you didn't do until the judge say you can go home.
Right.
I'm not there to know what they did or what they didn't do.
Right.
Again, peace officer, high-paid babysitting job. That's all it is. They think they're cops when they come out. Yo, I'm a police. No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Let me ask my final question to you, bro. What's in the future for Brother Mick Benson?
I want to work with some high-profile politicians and make some decisions with them, and to grow more medicine women throughout New York and New Jersey, so I still have something to fall back on.
For your kids to have something to fall back on, too.
And I make sure my pension is good.
That's right.
If I pass, they get the money, okay?
My man. Any grandchildren in your life?
Yeah, I have 5.
You have 5? My man.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely gotta.
I'm good.
Gotta
God
definitely
has been
keep
great.
listen, the medicine woman got to keep going because you got 5 miles to continue.
Oh,
all right.
Boy.
I love you. God bless you, brother.
And I appreciate
you. It's always
too,
a
bro.
pleasure seeing you and sitting down and talking with you, and just no interruptions from nobody, because you know how it is when we sit down, when we get together. This one want to talk to you, and then this one want to talk to me, and we never get an opportunity to talk. But hey, listen, summer's here, barbecue time. Let's chop it up.
Last Saturday in the month, starting this month, the last Saturdays, we do it for about, at least the summer days.
Okay.
Smoking barbecue is going to take place at 660 Tunley Avenue. That's Jersey City, New Jersey. Come out and show some love.
What times do you know off the top of your head? What times do you have times designated?
12 to about 7.
12 to about 7.
Or 12 to dawn, when the lights start going down.
Gotcha.
But 7 o'clock, I think lights cut out really now. Hey, look, all we trying to tell y'all is we care about our communities. We care about you. Buy safe instead of buying. Now we're making it safe. I understand it used to be illegal. We got 3 for $5, tray bags and nickel bags. I mean, they went up to $60. They went up to $60, $70. But it's much safer.
Right.
We did it to keep our community safe.
Right.
Now come out and support us. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You may even get an autograph by me. No, I'm just
playing. No, and you know what? Rightfully so, brother.
I'm
because
just playing.
No, I mean, how many times do you get an opportunity to talk to a Master G like yourself? Someone who's not an OG, a Master G, someone is still getting paid from the work that you've done. And that's important. You have employees now. And when you move to the next store, they're still going to be your employees at that store. So you're going to continuously have somebody getting paid for the work that you've done. That's a Master G. An OG is somebody that just go from place to place and they got nothing to show for it.
Right.
But
that's
you're
why
more
he's
than
an
that.
OG, not an OG.
Yeah, OG. It's a real OG.
Let me stop.
But I love you, man, and I appreciate
you, big brother
man.
Norman Seabrook. I want to see you grow. I mean, you put in your growing pains. And guess what? You found out who your friends is.
And you know what? I love it. I love it because I wouldn't have seen it before. I had to go through an experience to be able to know who my friends are.
We can cut it from there. People going to figure it out. Mr.
Well,
Norman
listen,
Seabrook
they've already figured it out.
You're going to do something.
We're going to be all right. God bless you, man.
Yes,
Thanks for everything.